Howdy folks, this is Reku. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, so tonight we're actually going to be finishing Ghost Trick. I got the chapter count wrong on, I guess it was Tuesday? Yeah, I streamed on Tuesday this week. Excuse me. Abnormal week. I got the chapter count wrong and I forgot how much of an info dump the last few chapters were. So we weren't able to finish Ghost Trick on Tuesday night, but we're going to do that tonight. So, let's see. Any other show notes I need to bring up? Checking my notes. Nope. Honestly, that's really about it. Once we're done with Ghost Trick, if we finish it early tonight, I may jump in and play another game. Not quite sure yet. The next longer format game I want to play is Hi-Fi Rush, but I'm not entirely sure if I want to start that partway through a streaming session, because some folks might be wanting to start fresh on that. I don't know. We'll see how the evening goes. Gonna take just a quick mow. And check the bird. Yeah. So yeah, Thursday night. Tonight's a little bit in flux. We're finishing Ghost Trick, and then we'll probably be back here Saturday morning doing the Saturday morning Spud variety gaming and all that fun. I did receive. So I ordered something to do. I want to do something a little bit special on Saturday morning. Kind of got the itch to dust off an old favorite that I thought I still had, but I didn't. So I scrambled to order a fresh copy. And should be able to do that on Saturday morning. Hopefully y'all tune in for that and it should be fun. But dusting off an old PS2 favorite of mine. And I'll just be coy about that until later. Alright, that's about all I got, so why don't we just go ahead and get into the game. Alright, we're in the window. Bring up the volume. Oh, not that controller. Get this controller. And... Alright. Pick up where we left off. So we were in the middle of Chapter 17. We just talked with... Not Sissel? Or are we not Sissel? I don't know. And we're trying to find a way out of a sub. So, why don't we just continue with that? I think we did the manual save. T. Okay. Yeah, we just finished talking. Excuse me. Oh, let me check one thing on my OBS. Sometimes it goes batty. Okay, cool. Doing what it's supposed to. So, my dad isn't here on the submarine? Don't worry. We're gonna go get him right now. Okay. Hope I didn't hurt Lynn's feelings when I said about my dad saving up if he was here. Oh, don't worry about that. Comments like that just roll right off of Miss Lynn's back. She's really thick-skinned. Ouch. I'm going to start being tougher too. I want to make my dad proud of me. Miss Camilla. I'm sure your dad is very proud of you, Camilla. Okay, she didn't have a lot to say. But that's okay. So his shell is definitely there in the command room, right? Just without the fragment? It's there, yeah, but I don't know about calling it a shell. I already made a Ghost in the Shell joke last time. Detective Joe's watch will tell us exactly where it is. Right, he said it was a radio receiver, didn't he? Might still be another torpedo on this submarine. If we use it, we can get to Detective Joe. It's a brilliant plan, Detective. You think so? So what are you gonna do? Right on top of the torpedo? Of course not. You guys are going to go. Darn. Kinda wanted to see that. Did you want to see me drown? Alright, well. Ooh. Kinda want grapes now. Yeah, torpedo room. Torpedo room, huh? There might be another torpedo left there. I'll go check it out. Oh, I get it. You're gonna use a missile to ram the control room. Well, I don't know about ram. We don't want to blow Detective Jode up. But something like that. We'll climb up to the torpedo room, too. Up is definitely safer. Okay, I'll see you there, then. Give me a sip of tea. Looks like the torpedoes can be launched manually with these switches. There are 2 tubes, so there should be 1 more left. I guess the first thing we have to do is load it into the tube. When it comes to missiles, you can count on me. I'll enter the coordinates of the command room into the torpedo. Yes, because being a police officer means you know how to operate a torpedo. And I just turned on the backup power. We ought to be able to use the switches now. Okay, let's try it. Good luck. The switch won't budge. Maybe it's broken? But I don't think the entire device is broken, though. It would probably work just fine if I could only move this switch. We'll just have to find a way to move it somehow. But I can't do it with my powers alone. Yeah, but I can't switch over to missile. In a valve? Nope, that didn't do it. What will happen to these 2 ladies? I think that's up to us and our powers. What? This is no time to be standing around unsure of ourselves. Will you lend me your strength missile? Me? Of course I will. Count on it. Okay, now I can switch over. Oh, yeah, if one lever was broken, try the other one. There. There we go. That torpedo looks serviceable. All set on this end, too. But something's odd. What is? The command room. It looks like it's slowly sinking. Sinking? Yeah, like it's completely run out of power. I wonder what happened. I don't know, but I guess I'll find out. Right. Okay, hop into the missile. I'll launch it for you. Okay, thanks. Hey Sparrow, thanks for stopping by. Are you feeling any better today? I've already set the torpedo's course. It'll head towards the command room where Detective Jode is. 12 seconds after launching, it'll pass by the command room for an instant. Yes, thankfully. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. I know you have a history of migraines, and I can't relate. I'm fortunate enough to not have that issue, but it sounds real bad. That instant will be your window of opportunity to jump over to the control room. Okay, got it. Then we'll find a way to come back and save you. That'll probably be my last task tonight. Just hold on till we get back. Yeah, I haven't had them this bad in a while, but it's let up a bit today. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, come on, Missile. Missile? I'm sorry. I can't go. What? I just can't. How could I leave? I can't leave Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla behind. I can't do it. Missile? I swapped the switches so the missile can be launched. You'll have to do the rest, Sissel. I can't do it either. I can't ask Missile to come with me after that. I understand exactly how he feels. I want you to go, Missile. What? But, Miss Lynn! You staying here won't change our fate. But if you go with Sissel, you might be able to make something happen. And that's our only hope. But what if that something doesn't happen? I'll never be able to see you again. Never ever again. Even I can understand that. I couldn't stand that. Don't worry, Missile. Miss Camilla? I just know you and Sissy can make something happen. I believe in you. Believe in the little girl who believes in you. I'll be right here waiting for you. We'll see each other then. Don't worry. Miss Camilla! I'm not going to fake a loud whimpering voice. That's a good boy, Missile. Now, are you ready? Remember, it's 12 seconds after I throw this switch. We're ready. Wait. Missile probably can't count. Sissel? Yes. We never found out who you really were. But that doesn't matter now. All I know is, I'm truly glad I met you tonight. Thank you for everything. Yeah, she better thank us. We've saved her life like 4, 5 separate times. And I'm glad I met you, Detective. But we're gonna see each other again, right, Sissy? Right, Missile? That's right. We promise, little lady. Of course we will. I'll never forget you, no matter what happens. Here goes then. Good luck, friend. I wonder if in the Japanese she might have used the term like aibo or something, like... I don't know. The connotation is slightly different. Though I guess if that were the case, they probably would have translated it as partner, which, given how much we've worked with Lynn, would not be inappropriate. These 12 seconds are lasting an eternity. I strive to think of a way to save Lynn and the little lady the whole time. But how can a ray of light, of hope, reach this far down to the deep sea? Before I can think of an answer, 12 seconds are up. Hanging out on the torpedo. Uh-oh. Detective Jode. I bet that big masked man did this. I'm going to bite him. You'd better not. You might break your teeth. The command room has lost power and is sinking. So I wonder what this masked man is going to do. Let's talk to Detective Jode. Take a sip of tea. Sorry for the wait, Detective Jode. Who are you? Are you Sissel? Please excuse my appearance. I can't believe you made it here. How is Camilla? And what about Lynn? Well, it's kind of a long story. Watermelon, 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 watermelon. I told Detective Jode about everything that happened on the submarine Yonoa. Yanoa? The submarine is badly damaged? Why would he do that to his own submarine? I wish I knew. Unknown third voice. I know the answer to that one. Oh. Mecha Cecil. It's because he's afraid of my powers. You followed us? I didn't even notice. It's been 10 long years, Detective Jode. Are you... Yomiel? No longer Mecha Cecil. I am Yomiel. Oh, it's got a weird notification. Is that important? Nah. So you remember me, do you? How could I possibly forget? So that's your real name, huh? Yomiel? That's right. Those people on the Yanoa were calling you Sissel. That's just an alias I was using for my deal with them. I didn't see any need to tell them my real name. Could you do me a favor? Would you let me ask you some questions? I've been trying to find out my true identity all night. Sure, go ahead. I'm sure there's plenty we can still tell you. Right, Detective Jode? Right. 10 years ago, you were a top systems engineer, weren't you? Systems engineer? What's that? By the way, I'm a top Pomeranian, you know. I mean, can't argue with that. Well, it's kind of hard to explain to a dog, but it's a person who's good at using computers. I don't mean to brag, but I was one of the best in the industry. That's how I got roped into joining that project. Project? What project? It was a project aimed at reorganizing the nation's top secret information. The goal was to build a new system using multidimensional programming theory. I was asked to join the project by an agent of the government. It doesn't sound like something a top Pomeranian would know anything about. To me, it just sounded like another challenging job. However... Excuse me. Sorry, I had to suddenly yawn. This project was also the target of a secret plot. I bet you can imagine the kind of crime that the nation's top secrets might attract. I never thought for the life of me I'd ever have to deal with spies. It was never made public, but every organization in the country moved on this one. And then one day, the name of a certain programmer emerged as a suspect. I was the guy who built the core of the system. The police arrested you, and then that incident happened. He escaped from the interrogation room and took little Lynn as a hostage. By the way, Detective Joe, when was it that I was proven innocent? About 6 months after your death. I'm so sorry, Yomiel. Wah wah. What is his real motive for revenge? 10 years ago. My soul was split from my body, and I lost everything. I was sealed in eternal darkness. Not to be confused with the GameCube game, which I never played, but, folks I know did. I existed in this world, no doubt about that. But nobody noticed my presence. But what good were my powers? They didn't help anybody. Not even the passage of time could heal my pain. In fact, it only made it worse. I wanted to disappear, but I wasn't even allowed to do that. The way Lynn described it is exactly right. Sinking slowly towards the bottom of an endless sea. An overwhelming feeling of loneliness and despair. And I wanted all of you to suffer what I was suffering. And so that's why you murdered Alma. That's right. I wanted you to know what it was like to lose everything you cared about. I wanted you to feel the same pain I felt. But it was the twisted wish of a mind poisoned by infinite loneliness. Then, as I was plotting my revenge, I had an idea. I came up with the plan to use these powers of mine to make a deal. The deal? What is the deal with these ghosts? Why are they doing so many tricks? I don't know, Jerry. That's all the Seinfeld jokes I got. There's just something I don't understand about that deal. I'm sure your powers would be very valuable to them, but what would you get out of the deal? A new life. Right? I asked them for 2 conditions. Number 1 was that they help me with my revenge plot, and the second was a rebirth for me. rebirth. New beginning, huh? I didn't care if it was a fake life, an artificial life. I just wanted a physical receptacle for my soul, a name, an identity, an everyday life. I wanted to grow old in a society that would accept me. And finally, I wanted to die, surrounded by a loving family. That's the kind of life I asked them for. A completely man-made life. That's right. I knew I couldn't hope for anything more than that. To make it all come true, I knew it would take a lot of money and a lot of power. That's why I decided to ask a national government to help me. And their response in the end was betrayal. They were making their moves much more carefully than I suspected. They sent spies to this country and researched my powers on their own. And they even figured out what Temsec was all about. And you had no idea they were doing all this? Sip tea? None at all. I was a fool. So then, why did they go to all the trouble of making a deal with you? Why didn't they just steal a hunk of Temsec meteorite from the park? They couldn't. Huh? After the manipulator incidents, research was conducted in this country too. A report was submitted to the government about the source of the manipulator's power. And the dancing detective was on the case. By Inspector Cabanella and the old pigeon guy, huh? At first, the government didn't believe the report. But then they decided to put the park under surveillance, just in case. Surveillance, huh? It just looks like an ordinary, peaceful park, but there are armed agents there at all times. Don't tell me that odd leaflet guy is one of them. No, not him. He's just a plain old, odd person. Good, because last thing we need is a hippie with a gun. That park is like a silent battlefield on an international scale. So that's why they couldn't steal the Temsec meteorite. And lately... Okay, yeah, be right back putting boy to bed. Yeah, you do what you gotta do. I'll be here. And lately, under the pretense of building a housing site, they've been working on a plan to destroy that park in order to secure the Temsec meteorite. So that's it, huh? So the upshot of your grand deal was this, huh? Yep, it's the ending I deserve. But at least there's one thing you must be happy about. What's that? You've managed to seal me away at the bottom of the sea forever. Well... shall we get started? Started with what? Bring Detective Jode back to life, of course. What? What good will that do now? But we promised! We promised Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla we'd save them! We can't do that without you, Detective Jode. I've been guided by fate tonight to this place. I won't give up now. Alright, fine. Let's see where it leads us. Here we go then. Oh, here we go then. Back to 4 minutes before your death. Rewindo the time-o. .4:23 a.m. So... it was a little while ago. So... where are we heading? We are not heading anywhere, Detective. What? There is only enough fuel on board to launch us away, Detective. We will run out soon, and that will be our destination, Detective. What are you talking about? That would mean that you're trapped here too. Beep boop. It is a robot. By the way, I am not human, Detective. I am a remote-controlled robot, Detective. What? Your country's use of technology is just plain off. We get that a lot, Detective. Why would you go to all the trouble to do this? It's nothing but a shell there. It's hardly a threat anymore. Commander Sith likes to provide it against all possibility. Likes to provide against any possibility, no matter how small, Detective. He's always ending in, like, Detective or the name of whomever. It's like talking to a phone, automated phone robot or something. Or, to put it grim, actual working human who's reading off of a script. Possibility? What are you talking about? There is no need for you to know, Detective. Smack! Uh-oh. Now it is time to say goodbye, Detective. In the end, your fate remains the same, it seems, Detective. Camilla, forgive me. Pow, 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 pow. Detective. More like dead-tective. Anyway. It isn't over yet. It isn't? Remember what that big masked man said? Any possibility, no matter how small. Possibility. In other words, there must be a chance in here somewhere. The possibility of turning the situation around. Wonder if they've used, like, the Gyaku terminology in Japanese. Alright. Trick time. Huh? What is it, Detective? Look at Yomiel's shell. There's no aura emanating from his body. Of course there isn't. The Temsic fragment is gone. Could this change in his shell give us some kind of lead? I figured it out. I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they're afraid of. Oh, I know what this possibility, no matter how small, is that they are afraid of. Sorry? Sometimes the emphasis can be a little tricky to figure out. What is it? My time was perpetually stopped, thanks to the power of Temsic. His body cycled between the moments that separated his life and death. Right, but not anymore. The Temsic fragment has been taken away. Exactly. So what does that mean? I get it. Your body won't come back to life anymore. The moment the Temsic fragment was removed, my shell became a regular corpse. So let's see. That means we can go back? Back to 4 minutes before your death? But wait a minute. Exactly when is that death? That's simple. We'll find out when we get there. Let's move. Sure, why not? We've done timeception several times already. What's one more for the road? I fell back through the cracks of time for what seemed like forever, and then I saw it. A final death at the end of this long night. Who exactly am I? I've already seen all the clues. All I have to do now is remember. I gave you all the clues. I've never actually seen a Saw movie. Not really that big on horror movies. Real life is scary enough. Final journey to the truth starts now. Okay, I kind of like Mecha Yomiel's design. It's kind of neat. A little creepy. Just a little bit. As kind of nightmarish as his design is, like, he's not actually a threat. He wasn't aggressive. He'd already lost. When was Yomiel's death? It was 10 years ago when the Temsic meteorite fell. We traveled back through time, and now we're here at the scene of that death. And the start of it all is about to replay itself. Give me one moment, I need to check one thing on my mic settings. Okay, we're good. I'm still whittling away at some audio stuff. Like, I'm pretty happy with my audio pipeline now, but I'm not using, I'm kind of curious to start using voice mod, but that changes out the pipeline. Sorry, but neither here nor there. "5:26 p.m. Temsic Park." Like 10 years ago? Yep. It's ready. Was she roasting a sweet potato or something? Hold it! Give it up. Do you really think you can outrun me? Eek! Just calm down and drop that weapon. Stay back. If you come any closer, I'll shoot her. Kitty. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoot, you might get hurt. Ah, I see. I see at least one of the steps here. Are you okay? You're all right now. Are you hurt? You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones who saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. So that's the Temsic meteorite, huh? It's beautiful, looking at it from this angle. It changed all of our fates completely. We can't stop Temsic from falling from the sky. Or can we? No. No, we cannot. That is not possible. Moving on. But we might be able to protect you from that fragment and save your life. I don't know. What's the matter, Detective Jode? To be perfectly honest, I'm scared. If that meteorite fragment doesn't get him, I'm pretty sure I would have shot him. We might not be able to change your fate of dying. I can accept that. What I did is inexcusable. No matter how the future might change, that fact will never go away. If my fate is to die here, then I accept that. This will be our last battle against fate. Beyond that will be a new future. Okay, let's get started. Now, how are we gonna save you? If Lynn would just wander off somewhere, that would solve everything. When her sweet potato is almost ready? She's not gonna budge from that spot. But you know, it makes me wonder. Little girl, all alone in the park, listening to music and roasting a sweet potato. What kind of childhood did this girl have? Doesn't everybody have at least one day in their life like that? Give her a break. Anyway, if Lynn won't budge from that spot, we'll just have to have the fragment move instead. Miss Lynn looks so happy. Sure, she's happy. She's about to eat some sweet potato. I mean, I get it. Sweet potatoes are frickin' delicious. And that happiness is about to be shattered in a single instant when she drops her sweet potato. I don't think you're seeing the big picture. Anyway, we have to keep our eyes peeled for a chance to make our move. Right, we won't drop the ball or the sweet potato. Yes, do not drop the spud. Yeah, so far there's not really anything for me to do here. Okay, I bet once she's up and moves, then I'll have something I can move towards. It's ready. Okay, this part we've seen. Oh, wrong button. What in the world is this thing? Oh boy, you even forgot what a sweet potato is? It's a roasted root vegetable. It's good. Nothing like them on a cold, there's nothing like them on a cold winter's day. They're sweet and they smell delicious. You sure are making me want to try one. And I futz with her headphones. What are you doing? You're going to hurt poor Miss Lynn's ears. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking. You really startled her. You even made her drop her sweet potato. I know how much this girl loves her food, too. Anyway, at least her fate has changed, albeit ever so slightly. That counts. I think I had to... Okay, I had to activate the nozzle as the sweet potato was over it. Let's try that again. That didn't do it. Oh, I can go over there. Okay, yeah, I ultimately have to swap those two things up there. But maybe I got the timing wrong. Try one more time. I feel like I'm pretty cool. I'm onto something here. Look at that sweet potato. That big, scary sweet potato. That's not a sweet potato missile. That's Mino. Mino? Not sure where the emphasis is. Oh, right. Of course. But look at them. The potato and Mino. Right now, they both have the same shape. You're saying you could swap them, huh? Good idea, Missile. Okay, here I go. And I'm going to need your help. My help? Oh, look. The lamppost is bending. But it hasn't broken yet. Really is a wonder it hasn't snapped. Just might hold out for a little while longer. If I recall, the Temsic fragment smashed through the glass lantern on its way down. But if Mino sits firmly in its way, then fate should change. I mean, that's the solution, isn't it? It's about time for that meteorite to come down. Don't worry, Missile. I think we're ready for it. Look what's right in the fragment's path. Oh, okay. That giant sweet potato. If anything can get in the way, that ugly monster can. Ouch. Anyway, now the fragment's path ought to change. Here comes the meteorite. Petit. There. How's that? Look, the fragment's course. It changed a little. Now Yomiel's fate should really change. Wait a minute. Take another look at the fragment's trajectory. Now that it's changed, what's in its path? In its path? No. Detective Jode. The Temsic fragment shot through his leg. What? The cruel twist of fate weren't over yet. Come on, put it down. Huh? Jode, put the gun down. Now! You don't. You're going to shoot him. I don't know if it's detective training or what, but even though he's shaking from the pain, the gun doesn't waver. Put the gun down! No. I knew it. This is my true fate. In the end, I stole his life away with my own hands. I won't let that happen. Missile. The bullet has stopped in midair. I'm here, inside the bullet. Now let's swap it with something. What? With what? Detective Jode. The meteorite fragment is what made you pull the trigger. We won't let you become a murderer. We have to prove that murder isn't the detective's true fate. And to do that, we have to stop this bullet. There must be something with the same shape as the bullet around here. Sweet potato! Plonk. Oh. Oh no. We stopped the bullet, but we still couldn't save him. That's not true. My fate of gazing pierced through the back might not have changed, but I'm still alive. What? I'm not dead. I'm just unconscious. Okay, so your fate of death has changed, but still, this fate is just too painful to watch, in every sense. I don't think so. long as I'm alive, it's good enough for me. But we were overlooking one thing. The Wheel of Fate was still slowly turning, and we have a giant rock on a lamppost that's failing. That's going to crush Lynn. Look out! Wake up! You gotta get out of there! Oh no! Damn it! My leg won't work! It's all over! We're out of time! Miss Lynn! Squash that kid. Or don't. Don't squash the kid. But there isn't anything else to swap with. Why don't we just let it play out and try to find another way next time? Even if she dies, all you have to do is possess her corpse. You can redo her last 4 minutes as many times as it takes. No, I won't do that. Why not? Sure, the fact of her death would be erased, but her memory of it would remain like a scar on her psyche. I won't let that happen. Not if I can help it. But what can we do now? Even if we work together. I think there might be something that can be done. What is it? What can Sissel and I do? Don't forget, I'm here too. Oh yeah, why doesn't he do any of his ghost trickery? With 3 kinds of powers among us, we ought to be able to fight this battle. This battle against the fate of death. Yomiel? Sissel, your power is manipulating objects. Use your power to manipulate this. Huh? I don't get it. Just trust me. Let's go. Alright. I'll try to move there. Now, gather your strength and make it spray as if your life depended on it. I'm, dead, though. In that case, make it spray as if your death depended on it. Give it your all. And remember, you'll only have a split second. Okay, now do it. Got it. Ah. Now it's your turn, Missile. What? Me? But, what can I do? I think you know the answer to that. Okay, got it. You can swap them. Look, a concrete will go back to its original position. But even if I swap them, it'll still be right above Miss Lynn. Don't worry. Okay, I'll do it. I'll swap them. Yep. I got a Chivo. It's no use. We can't stop that horrible Mino. What can we do now? I don't see how gaining a second or two helped. Oh, it helped all right. Those few seconds were exactly what I wanted. Last up, it's my turn. Your turn. You know what my power is, right? I can manipulate living creatures. Wait a minute. You mean... That's right. I'm gonna save that little girl. Save her by manipulating my own unconscious body. He's gonna weekend his own Bernies. Oh! And his legs just turned to powder. Ye gods. That's gonna hurt a fucking lot. If he's even alive. That might have... I mean... well, we're about to find out if he in fact survived that. Huh. You're awake. Hey, mister. Is your knee okay? My knee's fine. It's my thigh, though, that's got a hole in it. Ha ha ha. Huh? Oh, it'll be fine. It's just a scrape. I'm lucky it wasn't a fatal hit, but the main thing is you're not hurt. You saved me, mister. I was just doing my job. The gods, they're the ones that saved you. What's your job, mister? Me? I'm a police detective. And that guy is Glue. Do you think you could go call the police for me? I think you could do it quicker than I could. But... what's that? This is a detective's badge. We give them to children who've been very brave. A detective's badge? Thanks. Okay. You know what to do, little detective. Sip of water. Are you alive? Yeah. Sadly. Hang on. Help is coming. What made you do such a reckless thing? To be perfectly honest, I don't really know. When I came to, my body was already moving all by itself. It was as if somebody else was controlling me. I see. But you know, I'm glad it happened. Hey, mister? I found this kitten. It was over there. Come to think of it, I just saw it a few minutes ago. It's probably a stray. It's kind of limp. Is it okay? I don't know. I think it's unconscious. It's funny. It doesn't look like it's injured or anything. Poor little kitty. How about if I take it to my house and look after it? Would you like to come home with me, little kitten? Does this mean the kitten took the fragment? Well, looks like his fate just changed in a big way. Whose fate? That kitten's, of course. Sissel's. I mean, let's let it play out. Sissel? The name Sissel echoes in my head. That's my real name. These long, lonely 10 years. You were my one and only friend. How about it? Do you remember now? Old friend? And boom! We were a cat all along! I think I finally remember. 10 years ago, I was a little kitten that wandered into this park. I was weak and all alone in the world. Somebody, please look at me. Huh? Oh, a kitten. Shoo, you might get hurt. Somebody, please reach out a hand to me. I'd only just died at the time. I'd lost everything. My life, my memory. My body wouldn't move anymore, but I still managed to reach out a hand to him. Next thing I knew, My soul had transferred to the black kitten. With no recollection of who I was, I lived as a cat with you for a while. After a while, the man regained his memory. I went back to being just a cat. And then the man got his body back. I took my body back from the morgue. There was somebody I just had to go see. Just one more time. I took control of my body and hurried to her house. Checking up on Lynn? But I was just a little too late. I had just missed her as she left this world. She left me a note that said, "I'm coming to you, Yomiel." Oh. I get it. The man named me Sissel. It was the name of something important he had lost, along with his life. His fiancée. He told me about it once, but I didn't understand what it was. Those 10 years were very happy for me, but they weren't happy for the man, and there was nothing I could do for him. For 10 years, I wandered through the darkness with no particular place to go. As time passed, my powers gradually changed. At first, I could only manipulate small creatures and objects. But then after a while, I could manipulate people. That's when the darkness in me deepened, and I started to get a little twisted. I wanted light. Distorted, artificial light. When I got my revenge on Lynn, I would see that light. Or at least that's what I tried to believe. Oh. Did you see what just happened? We've seen this scene 3 times, and with the information we have now, something is different. I left my old self buried in that junkyard and walked away. The black cat. I was possessing Sissel then. It wouldn't look very much like a murder if the corpse got up and walked away after all. So you borrowed the body of your old friend. But there's a problem. Sissel was inside that bag I was carrying tonight. I had no intention of leaving my friend behind in this country when I left. But then, when I went to possess his body, I realized something horrible. What was that? Sissel, there inside the bag, was dead. What? I wasn't able to control her completely. Yep. The first bullet didn't hit anything. Or so I thought. But it did hit something, didn't it? It hit Sissel inside that bag. Yeah, that's when I lost my life. Right there in the presence of Temsic radiation. And that's when I got my powers of the dead, my ghost tricks. Okay, sorry, like, dramatic moment and all, but I just realized something. How appropriate is it that a ghost cat's powers is like knocking shit off the table? I love that. I love that. Our ghost powers are like the little small acts of mischief that any cat owner is very well acquainted with. Looking over to my own kitty who's sleeping on the couch. I think I understand it now. Why I was the only one who couldn't get his memory back. It was because I thought that corpse was me. It was the only corpse I could see at the time, after all. And as it turns out, it wasn't the only dead body. My true death was hiding just behind that corpse. Aww. Now that I think about it, do you remember what you said? That you knew all along about me saving Lynn tonight? If you knew, why didn't you try to stop me? It's simple. Because I couldn't, even if I wanted to. Huh? Why not? Remember the thing about individual differences in the powers we get? I can control all kinds of things, from the living to the dead. But even so, there are some things that you can do that I can't. You mean, I can't rewind time, let alone change the fate of a death. If I could do those things, I would have saved your life. Not only that, but I never would have just let my fiancé stay dead like that. You know, that's a good point. But you're here 10 years in the past now. That's thanks to your powers. I just tagged along with you. In any case, now the starting point of this entire tragedy has changed dramatically, altering fate. The fate of your death, the kitten Sissel's fate, and I can just bet the fate of the woman you love has changed too. Yeah. Yes, I believe you're right. Hey, yeah, so this is kind of the conclusion of the game. Is this something you care about being... I mean, I guess you're watching the stream, but... Yeah, we just kind of had, like, the final twist that kind of puts everything into proper context. Yeah, there is a kitty. So, this was the last fate to be averted, huh? Okay. The twist is that we were actually a cat all along. Yeah. We were a cat. That's why our memory is so bad, because, it's not like we didn't lose our memory or understand how the world works. We were a cat. That also explains why, so much going on involving mice. So, Yomiel. Looks like your plan for revenge ended in failure. Yes. And I'm glad, too. Hmm? I think I kind of understand now what you've been feeling these 10 years. She understood. She shed tears for me. That's when my revenge was over. She saved me from that darkness. Well, yeah, this is us. This is what we actually look like. We are a kitty. Let's see. Well, I guess it's time we got back. A new 10 years later was just born. Right. We should get back to our new present. I can't wait to see Miss Lynn and Miss Camilla again. But these past 10 years will now all vanish. Well, not completely. The memories of all of us here will remain, including the memory of what I did, my crime. That's the way this game of the dead works, huh? And no matter what the reason, there's no denying the fact that I took Lynn hostage and tried to point a gun at her. I have no intention of running away from that either. The most inexcusable crime in my new life. So, excuse me. So if Yomiel doesn't have the fragment anymore, the big question remaining is, they haven't said it yet, but I think Sissel took the fragment. So what's going to happen to Sissel? We're probably about to find out. Hey, Sissel. Yes? When we go back, our fates will no longer be interconnected. It'll be like we never met. So before that happens, I just wanted to say one thing. Tonight, I stole away your life with my own hands. I'm truly sorry. That's already a thing of the lost past. Our fates have changed now. Right, Yomiel? Thank you, Sissel. I'm so very glad I met you. Me too, Yomiel. Sissel? Are we ever going to see each other again? I couldn't stand it if we weren't. Don't worry, Missile. I bet we'll see each other again someday. 10 years from now, our paths are sure to cross. We'll just have to wait until then. Sissel, I'll never forget you! I'll never forget you either, valiant little doggy. Well, it looks like you come live with me now. Blah, 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 blah. Well, it looks like you come to live with me now. So, let's be getting home, little black cat. Home, huh? That sounds good, Detective Jode. We all witnessed the birth of a new beginning. And now, we're each going back to our new present. We said goodbye to the parts of our stories that would be lost, believing that someday our paths would all cross again. Let's do the mega happy ending. Diddly-doo, 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 diddly-doo. Wait. Before you go back to a new present, I wanted to thank you. Oh hey, it's Ray! Before I cease to exist. Oh, it's you. Yes, it is I, Ray, in case you have forgotten again. Thanks to you, everything has turned out as I had hoped. I'm really grateful to you, Sissel. Thank you. But don't forget, I was only on a journey to find my own lost memory. Yes, I know that. I know all about you. Can I ask you a question, Ray? I want to know. Who exactly are you? The obvious question. Fair enough. I will tell you. Let me tell you about another version of tonight's events. You changed the fates of many people tonight. The first of which was hers. Plonk! Oh yeah, we killed a man. We totally Looney Tuned a guy. Okay, he's probably not dead. If you had not been there for her tonight, her fate would have been to die on that lonely spot on the outskirts of town. If that had happened, if that had occurred, what do you suppose would have happened? Let me tell you a story. The story of a little creature. After they stole her life that night, they broke into her apartment. Oh, you know, this is like they're totally doing an It's a Wonderful Life. Oops. They stole the wooden box from the ceiling hiding place and left. And in the process, two little dead bodies were left behind. Oh. However, the little fellow's spirit lived on. He desperately reached out his paw towards his mistress. And that's when a miracle occurred. He was right next to... He looked next to... He was... This missile was right next to Yomiel when he died. He was right next to the Temsic fragment. What? Look at that. The powers of the dead? But how? He didn't really understand it himself. Not yet, anyway. But with all you know now, I bet you understand it. Do you not? Hey, wait a minute. I figured it out before the game told me. I'm not a complete idiot. Just most of one. That's right. He died inside the aura of that strange energy. But unfortunately, with his meager powers, he was unable to save his little mistress. There just wasn't anything he could do with only the power to swap objects. He needed the power to manipulate objects in order to save the little lady. The little fellow chased after the men, but there still wasn't anything he could do. In the end, he was left behind with the man in red in the deep, deep sea. Then, he went back. He went back to the world of 10 years before, to the moment of the man in red's death. What? He decided to wait it out. He decided to wait until that night came again. And that's the other version of the story of this night. A story that has taken these 10 years to be retold. So that was you, huh? Old Man Missile. That's right. I'm Missile. 10 years is a very long time in dog years. You couldn't change the fates of these people on your own. So you decided to wait those 10 years out. Exactly. And then, at last, that fateful night rolled around again. By this time, I had grown old, and my powers were weak. So I decided I needed to find somebody to help me this time around. How did he facilitate it? Somebody who possessed different powers than me. But wait a second. You were able to manipulate that desk lamp. Over the course of the long years, my powers changed. My ability to swap objects weakened, but I became able to manipulate small objects. But in that case, why didn't you cooperate with yourself? Because I couldn't. From watching the man in red, I found out there were individual differences in our powers. I couldn't do any of the things he could do. Like travel through the phone lines, for example. Oh, that's kind of a big one. What? May not seem like much, but it's a very important power. Especially if you're trying to chase somebody. But there's something I don't understand. You knew from the very beginning that I had that power. How did you know so much about me? Why wouldn't I? After all, we had met before on that night the first time around. We what? We met before? from listening to the conversation of the two intruders to the apartment, I learned that Miss Lynn had lost her life at the junkyard on the edge of town. I followed the ghost world pass to the junkyard and came upon an incredible scene. Imagine, if you will, there in the darkness, a twisting and swiveling desk lamp. It made my fur stand on end, I can tell you. That was me? So I was shot on that night the first time around as well. Okay, now it's kind of making sense. So, even under the normal course of events, Sissel dies. Okay, and so Missile copied him. You'd lost your memory that time, too. You had just died and you felt confused. You declined to cooperate with me. Cats, am I right? I did what? I just want to find my own lost memory. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's what you said. And then you disappeared. Away over the telephone line. I'm really sorry that I didn't help you. That's why I decided that this time, I would use that desire of yours to our mutual advantage. Mutual advantage? Oh. I know where this is going. The only thing you were interested in was finding your own lost memory. If I could guide you along the right path to doing that, we would both benefit. And namely, the right path would be the path to the man in red, to Yomiel. What? I gave you the information you needed to know to set you in the right direction. And then I gave you a time limit. Time limit? That's right. As you know, I said you only had until tomorrow morning. If I hadn't done that, you wouldn't have found out the truth tonight. And the man in red would have been sealed away at the bottom of the sea forever. If that had happened, it would have been all over. So he bullshitted. Then, you mean a thing about ceasing to exist? Oh, that completely made up. A little naughty of me, I know. The one time in fiction, the dog outsmarted the cat. But I just wanted you to use your time wisely. Oh boy. I hate to admit it, but this little doggy really outsmarted me in every way. Let's just call it the wisdom that comes with age. And now it's time to say farewell. These past 10 years will cease to exist, and with them, so will I. Missile. I believed in you. I always knew you could do it. And so you did. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Missile. So you waited and waited these 10 long years. All for the sake of your two ladies, Lynn and Camilla, huh? Of course. Because that's what doggies do. Now then, farewell, Sissel. And so the story of a single night came to an end. Nobody but us knew what had really happened in this town tonight. I made my way back. Back to a new present. Huh? How come it's dark? I'll just turn on the lights here. Please be normal, please be normal, please be normal. It's normal! Aw. Were you surprised? You bet I was. You nearly scared me to death. Yippee! It worked. Now we're at the mega happy ending. But it's not even my birthday today. It was my mom's birthday the day before yesterday. Oh, does Alma still die? Oh, phew. Okay. Mom's not dead. Carry on. I made this surprise for her, but it came out so well, I wanted to use it again. That's alright, Lynn. After all, we decided we're celebrating the birth of your new position as detective, right? Really? Thank you, Detective Jode. Dad, you're home. Hi, Camilla. Let me introduce you. This is Lynn. She was just assigned to the detective division today. Hi, Camilla. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Lynn. Congratulations on becoming a detective. So, in this timeline, I think in the original timeline, Lynn was already a detective. Hey, Sky, thanks for stopping by. We are just wrapping up the game. We have gotten the mega happy ending, and we've done all the ghost tricks. No more trickery for Ghost. We have done all the tricks. I'm probably still going to be streaming a little bit, though, so... Not sure what I will do next. Huh? Is something wrong? You have one of those badges, too. Oh, this? Yeah. I have one just like it. My dad gave it to me the other day. But yours looks a lot older than mine, though. How long are you going to keep wearing that toy badge, Lynn? What's wrong with it? To me, this is the symbol of a real detective. Been 10 years since then, hasn't it? How's your evening going, Sky? Oh, sorry, I should say Sky Larka. Who would have guessed you'd actually become a detective one day? When you gave me this badge, I just knew. I knew it was my destiny, somehow. Destiny, huh? And now that I'm a detective, I'll find out where that destiny will lead me. That you will, that you will. And the kitty is okay, too. Oh, but I wonder. I had to get up early for work and I have big EP this evening. Yeah, no, I get it. EP is a thingy. Oh, hello. Don't tell me you're that same little kitten. That's right, the very one. You know what? This is a very, very special cat. He's 10 years old, but he's still a kitten. Yep, called it. Still a kitten? Yep, he never got any bigger or anything. Wow, what a mysterious little fellow. I know, right? His name is Sissel. Does that work? Why would it still be named Sissel? Sissel? Huh. Seems to me I've heard that name somewhere before. I think Sissel likes you, Lynn. Oh hey, the mom is not dead. The mom is not dead. So glad the mom is not dead. The mom is not dead. Clap your hands. All right, everyone. Let's start the celebration. Okay, Mom. I forgot if we ever got to see the mom. I bet you're just like me. Your destiny led you here somehow, too. Aw, little kitty, go E. And so we meet again, Sissel. From just that single night as a human, I got a glimpse into their world, and I learned something. Their fates, their lives, they were all interconnected. Somewhere, somehow, in some way. Now, this is my new fate. Chowing down on chicken. I guess I really am a cat. It suits me just fine to curl up and watch. Watch the strange and beautiful patterns of life as they unfold. And it looks like I'll have plenty to watch here for quite a while. Alright. That is Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Yeah. Oh. Up. And then there's... Of course. Of course he fucking did. Happy birthday to our lovely Lynn. Like I said, it isn't my birthday. Hey, Missile. I thought I asked you to stay home and guard the fort. But birthdays are for celebrating together, with friends and loved ones. Nothing like it, baby. Nobody in this game eats like a normal person. Well, at least those three don't. Just like 2 comically huge chickens and pasta. Oh. Someone's trying to copy Cabanela. There. How do you like that? Not bad, huh? But definitely not good. Maybe now I can be a great detective, just like Inspector Cabanela. What kind of example is the inspector providing for his men? Let's see. I want to try eating like that. That was cute. Oh yeah, I forgot the boss. Now, here's your food, gentlemen. He's got itchy feet. Memory? What are you doing here? I heard you were going to be picking new members for the Special Investigation Unit today. So you took on a part-time job here again just so you could eavesdrop? Dude, get some tough actin' tenactin. Oh, you have no idea the lengths I go to reach my goals. I don't want to think about it too much, but I wonder if the joke there is that the boss has wicked athlete's foot. La 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 la, I've never cooked this way before, so exciting. Turmeric, coriander, cumin, and fenugreek. I don't remember what the last line was. Is this really necessary for this new curried chicken menu on the recipe? Oh, but our very best customer requested it. Now, the text went by too fast. Oh boy. I don't think I could eat another bite. But who exactly is this very best customer anyway? Oh, I wonder if we're going to see the punk rock guy again. I guess we must. That's the closest you're getting to a karaoke stream, taters. Are you sure we really need all these explosives? Not to worry, Beauty, my dear. I followed the instructions exactly. 20 kilograms of gunpowder, just like it said. Wait a minute. 20 kilograms? I thought it was 20 grams. Money, 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 motherfucker. Yeah, those two are extremely dead. They are now a fine mist on the wall. This is fine. So this is where you work, huh, Papa? That's right, sweetheart. Darling husband, don't you have any ideas at all you could give me? You must have heard some juicy stories. The indiscretions of a minister, perhaps? Now, must you talk that way in front of our darling angel? Here's to the stodgy mind of my darling husband. Oh, she just smacked him with a wine glass. Isn't life better and isn't life... Blah, blah, blah. Isn't it great now that we're all better people? Okay, there's still a few people we haven't seen. Oh. Then there's this asshole. This deal is going quite well. Oh, I must say, these grapes are so good, my man. The Yanoa is about to scrape the bottom of the sea, sir. Be forewarned, sir. Egad! Keep it together, man. Are you trying to give me a case of the vapors? I believe I nearly died of fright just now. That other guy's a robot. Don't worry about it. This is made by the same team as the Ace Attorney series, right? I don't know if it's the whole team, but definitely the same creative leads. Oh, okay, I was wondering what this guy would do. Love, peace, and pigeons. Long live rock and roll. Oh yeah, the pigeon guy. I hadn't forgotten your question, Sparrow. I can't exactly pause this sequence. But yeah, it was made by the same creative leads, and there's similarity in the tone from in the writing. Stop the park from charging admission. Something, I couldn't read it. And I almost want to say the image of the Pomeranian of Missile isn't pulled from Ace Attorney, but it's got kind of a similar vibe, if I recall. It has a similar sensibility somehow, yeah. Yeah. Ah, dancing guy! Today is the day, you know? He's finally getting out. You know, Edward's starting to get real tired of seeing you do that. Then let me show you a new dance that has been passed down from our family for generations. We do this when we have a stomachache. We call it Dance Away the Pain. Oh, I'm real interested in that one. Think you could show it to me, say, next week? Yeah, there's a character called Missile in one of the Ace Attorney games, but I think it's a Shiba Inu instead of a Pomeranian. You know, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. I stand corrected. Oh, hey, it's Yomiel. "10 long years, Yomiel. Your time's up today. The young lady who always comes to visit you is waiting outside." Thank you, Sissel. Aw. That's cute. All right. Okay, and this must be the production staff for the PC port / update. Yeah. Well, it was really good to revisit this. Yeah, I played this at launch, which, well, I say at launch, when it was contemporary, which had been 2009 or so, which, if I recall correctly, is like very late in the Nintendo DS's life. I don't know if the 3DS was out yet. I don't remember. Yeah, kind of been wanting to replay this for a while anyway, but it's kind of hard to play things on a handheld for me now. I just don't need a handheld game console that much. But when I saw this was coming out as a remaster, was this announced during like a Nintendo Direct or something? I feel like it was one of those like nobody was expecting, and exactly like those who knew it were super hyped about it. That was a good excuse to give it another try. This is also the first game I've had to do a lot of narration on, and frankly, it kind of hurts my throat after a while. Oh well, that's okay. Oh, donuts. But yeah, let's see. It's about 9:45 now. I try to stream till about 11 or so. So I wonder what I should do next. Because my thoughts are... Oh, have you played the new AA games? Great Ace Attorney? Yes, yes, I've played them. They are fantastic. The ones that take place like in the Meiji era Japan or something like that. Yeah, the ones that do why can't I do proper nouns anymore? Yes. No, those were really, really good. Like I love the original Ace Attorney series and those characters. They're very near and dear to my heart. But honestly, I think the Great Ace Attorney games are the best ones. I think the writing is the sharpest and the puzzles were better, I think. Those would be fun to stream, but not a ton of narration, so maybe not. Yeah. No. No. I would like to revisit those games sometime, but oh my god, no. That would be a year-long project to stream that if you're only doing it in 3-ish hour chunks. Those games are heckin' long. But yeah, no, those are the best ones, I think, all things considered. I did actually pick up the original Ace Attorney trilogy on Steam when it was on sale for like $10. Similarly, I don't intend to stream that just because I don't want to read that much. I don't want to narrate that much. But this way I'll have a copy and it'll be on PC forever. Hip hip hooray. Probably do the same with the Apollo Justice bundle once that's out. The Apollo Justice games were good. I think they were... Let's see. Oh, sorry. Thought I saw something. Yeah, the Apollo Justice games are also good, but I kind of feel like they were running out of ideas. Like, in the actual Apollo Justice game, they made it clear, like, okay, different cast of characters, different circumstances. And then they went back and basically reintroduced all the old cast and they were super important, which I love those characters, but... If you like the series, I'd recommend them. They are not the highlight, but Great Ace Attorney, yeah, absolutely the best ones in my opinion. Well, let's see. Now, if we're done here, I'm just going to close the game. Yeah, so let me go back to the room. All right, so I'm going to take a little stretch break, and then when I get back, y'all want to watch Hi-Fi Rush? I was originally going to start it tonight anyway. Yeah, we can give it a whirl. Yeah, one thing I'm going to have to figure out, well, I mean, there's a mode for this. It's fixed, but it's something I'm kind of bothering me. There is a, okay, good. If I'm being perfectly honest, Skylarka, like, I wanted you to watch this. I've never played this game before, but, like, this strikes me as something you would love. But what I'm kind of mumbling about right now is, I didn't know that Hi-Fi Rush had copyrighted music in its soundtrack, and it has a streamer mode for all original music tracks, which I've heard the original soundtrack is quite good too, but the purist in me is like, oh, but it's not the real soundtrack. I'll just have to go. I guess that means I have to play it again on my own time. Life is so difficult. Anyway, I'm going to get up and take a stretch break, get some water, and all that fun stuff. Be back in a couple of minutes, and then we will Hi-Fi Rushly. So, back in a few.